Perfect. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Old Reader, New Reader, and welcome to our first-time guest, Dama Vex. Hello.
How are you doing? Glad to be here.
Thank you for joining. I'm really excited.
I am
It's finally
too.
happened.
I know.
And so is James.
James, I will say that, it's not that I'm immune to people making mature jokes. It's just that I'm not the guy to, I don't know, man. I watch a lot of James Gunn's films, but I'm also like, sometimes I'm not the target demographic.
No, that is fair. That is fair. I'm not the target demographic for Peacemaker either. I always have to I recommend it to friends. I'm like, here's some caveats. Here's the underlying messages, but sorry in advance.
They're like, Peacemaker is the most unapologetic James Gunn superhero
absolutely
project that I think I've ever watched. He's had a good time on him out, but man, they don't keep it up with they don't keep it down with the R rating on that one for sure.
No, not with that or with Creature Commandos. So Creature Commandos all about Creature Commandos. Hi, Jaden and Doom. I hope that you read it in time. I finished reading this at 7, and then I went ahead and read it again just in case.
I've read it at least 15 times because it was one of the only standard size hardcovers for Superman that I had as a teenager. So I'm like, yeah,
So you were the old reader in this case.
I am indeed.
And I'm the young baby reader. It's time.
Where'd you get the cup?
At Cinemark. It lights up too.
Cinemark. Okay, that's cool because I watched it at an AMC.
Oh, they have the one I want.
Yeah, they have the one with the cape. My mom got 2, and she took one. They're currently apparently on a nice vacation out into the yonder depths of Canada and Alaska on a cruise. And I'm here well, at least I have a Superman cup to fancy myself with.
Yeah, because I saw that AMC has this I guess it's almost it's the red one.
Yep.
And everyone's putting their comic books in it, and I don't have an AMC near me. And I'm like, do I go see Superman again for the 3rd time and drive to an AMC?
I'm very spoiled in the fact that I can say this with a certainty, I have a local AMC. It is a 5-minute drive away from my house. It's right around the corner. And yeah, if my friends want to watch a movie, I'm like, yeah, watch it here with us. The coolest thing that I will say that happened with the Superman flick, though, at least in my experience, was I was waiting in line for popcorn with my dad, and all of the people that were ahead of us, and I'm assuming that they were all going to be watching the Superman movie, AMC gave out free copies of All-Star Superman issue number 1 with a cover by Dan Mora, and everybody was in line was reading it. No one was on their phones. Everybody was flipping through, and I was just like, this is really heartwarming. I like seeing people read. It's usually not a major occurrence that happens with public life, but I found it really cool that people were at least trying to delve themselves into something literature related, if you will.
That's really cool. Yeah, I was talking. Because on Sunday I saw it with Jessica Ashcraft, and the day before she was on other Jess's show. And one of the viewers that's from Finland was talking about how their theater was handing those out as well. And I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. I wish they're doing it. But of course, AMC Top Movie Theater was doing it.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they just had so many promos for it, especially with Fantastic Four upcoming. Which they'll probably also have some of that too. But yeah, with the exception of the popcorn bucket, because they didn't have, we went opening night, they didn't have the popcorn bucket, but they did have a Fantastic Four popcorn bucket that my mom bought, apparently. And I was just like, all right, this is what we're rolling with. I'm watching a Superman movie with a big bucket of Fantastic Four popcorn. But,
see, I love that. I could never get my mom to go to a superhero movie with me. It would never happen.
Yeah, my mom is always trying to get the family to do, participate in one of the, she's not the biggest superhero person or fan. If I were to rank within my family, my mom and dad would just be we know about them, but they're not fully into it. My uncle is the one who got me, in the comics on my mom's side, but hey, she delves into it. She knows who these characters are, which is more than I think I can ask versus a lot of other people I know. So, I'll take it.
Yeah, my mom is like, I'll look at Wonder Woman stuff. She'll give me Wonder Woman stuff every once in a while. But she's like, are you ever gonna like grow up?
Yeah, I do find it interesting though, at least with like my parents and their curiosity with films, because once the movie was like, was finished, my dad and mom always usually ask me like a laundry list of questions just about like who these characters were. But this was the first movie I can remember in a while where my dad was like constantly like looking to my side, asking me like who specific characters were in the Superman film and like what their roles are. And I'm over here like, I want to enjoy the film. I usually, unless it's with friends, I don't like talking during the film.
Me either.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, I just want to eat my popcorn and watch it in peace. But I'm like, okay, like my dad wants to learn. Like, I'm not gonna.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, not gonna say no to that. And yeah, I enjoyed it. My whole family did, and my brother, who is a bigger Marvel than DC fan, he really enjoyed it too. Which I think I don't know. I think it kind of speaks to the level that the movie just brought out in people, which is really awesome.
Yeah, I think I've been pushing everybody to go. And I cried the entire time, but that's just me. That's just me as a person. I was just really happy to see a good Superman movie. It doesn't take much.
Yeah,
I was just consistently.
I'm so glad, Maddie. I'm so glad. Yeah, if you are if anybody watching this is super big into superheroes saving people, just like that being their core.
It's so nice.
Yeah, like this is definitely the movie for you. Like if you're a Superman fan, you just want to see him like save not even just humans, like literally anything that walks on this planet or lives on this planet. This is definitely the movie for you.
Yeah, I forgot how nice it is to see people save people. It's really cool.
It's a nice thing. Like
wow, superheroes do that.
I know.
That's so wild.
It is. And I don't remember what comic he said it in, but I remember Namor saying in a comic that I can't remember who he was talking to, but he was just talking about like, the main objective of a superhero isn't necessarily to make sure that the villain's defeated. It's like you save this random person from dying or getting hurt. Like that's your goal. And that is Superman's entire goal for the entire movie, and that just warms my heart because like that's bare minimum. Like that's what you should be doing. As like that's why there is a hero in the name superhero, right? So that's I really like that they emphasize that portion of heroism with Superman, and I'm really glad that the film came out. It seems like everybody else is really glad to.
Definitely go see it. I promise we won't spoil it. We'll just but we had to talk a little bit.
We did because we're on the Superman. They
should have had us on Reels to talk about, but I would have cried again. To be fair,
I know.
It would have been bad.
I think when Reels Talk happened, that's when I was watching the film.
Yeah.
So, but hey, if they ever want
Reels
more
Talk
opinions,
Part 2.
Yeah.
We'll just bully them and be like, "Can we be on Fantastic Four?
Yeah, can we be on whenever YouTube Dad comes back, I'll pester him, be like, "Hey, open up another conversation."
Like, can we write off the big Galactus popcorn head or like no? Can we do that?
I hope.
So today we are talking about Superman Brainiac, because I came up during the show and I couldn't remember right after we said it, so I had to go back and watch it a couple times to catch which story we said. I was like, okay, it was Brainiac, because this was on Superman Evergreen show. Jess had this on his list. After reading this, I'm not certain it's an Evergreen choice, but it was definitely really interesting. I haven't read a lot of Brainiac, weirdly. I've read, like, Brainiac's been in things that I have read, but less centered, except for like the Superman movie comic book, which name is gone. But the movie comic book, I'm used to that Brainiac and then other versions of Brainiac, like later on down the line, but not like a Ochi, personally. But it's interesting that this is one of your like this was in your collection as a teen.
Yeah, I had all of the standard size hardcovers for the Geoff Johns Action Comics, like story arcs. Like I had the Legion of Superheroes one. I had Brainiac. I had a copy of Secret Origin. because I guess it's something with John stuck with me when I was going through Green Lantern and Justice League as I was, as a kid and as a teenager.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I guess this guy's wrote Superman, and I'll see how he tackles on the Man of Steel and all of his other different villains and foes. But I was actually surprised to see that he had done, like, there's literally an arc called Superman Brainiac, right? It's issues 866 to 870 of Action Comics for anybody who's wondering, and how it just came about. Like, I've seen Brainiac in like Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. Like, he's the main antagonist of that, and that was a version that just stuck with me. Injustice 2 comes about, and he's the big bad. But every single version that has been adapted in media that has Brainiac in it takes story beats and this specific characterization of Brainiac over the Silver Age. Some of the Bronze Age Superman comics that I've read through DC Universe Infinite, like those versions aren't the ones that are accepted. The ones that are accepted is this version of Drill Vox, which is his technical real name, who is this sort of this infinite collector of knowledge, and that the only thing that matters to him is getting every single planet and celestial system under the sun so that he can gain infinite wisdom and power. And we have Geoff Johns to thank for that. Like, that's what I
was curious about. So is Geoff the one who kind of originated that idea with Brainiac?
Yeah, this is
sort of collector mindset.
Yeah, it's not only just that, right? Like it's been a staple-ish of his character, I think you could say. But the thing that separates like this version is, you got the collector mindset, you've got this. Not only does he have a lot of brains, he's also got brawn to come along with it. And then there's the added past tutelage of or the past retcon of, he's the one who actually took the city of Kandor in a bottle, so that he could take it all up and in. You want to think about menacing, I mean, like, that's right here in this comic book. Or I think like all of the other versions were a little bit like more hokey dokey. Yeah, this version, like, I would, if I met this person from Kolu and said like, oh, like, does he look silly to you? I'm like, man, I'm looking at Gary Frank's art in this, and I'm like, that person does not look one bit silly to me.
No, he's way more intimidating in here. And then especially with like seeing Supergirl and like her fear of him. This is great, coming off of rereading last week Supergirl One of Tomorrow. And sorry if you hear my cat, she's being obnoxious. But just like always having her origin be slightly different-ish. Like, it's the same, but like the time she's been on Krypton and what she's seen has been different. And having Brainiac be a big part of that, I thought was really interesting. So when he arrives, it's like a very different visceral reaction for her.
Right.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's very haunting to see Kara just be in a state of fear. Honestly, like, everybody in this book be in a state of fear. Just like this person who has haunted people in the past that you maybe might have heard myths of. Actually, like, all that come to fruition in a middle of the book where you feel like none of the heroes can get out of the situation that they're stuck in, because the person that they're facing, he doesn't just have the bronze, right? Like, he doesn't just know how to, pack a punch. He doesn't just have an army of, whatever beings to help control his will. It's somebody that knows how to beat you because they have all of those statistics and all of that knowledge stemming from past encounters. Like, when Brainiac like claws in as he's trying to figure out, like, where's the Kryptonian?
Yeah.
You're never at any, like, you're like, man, I hope that he doesn't get to Superman, or else like he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And I think the past retcon of he's actually been on Krypton before, and he has taken things for himself before that are related to Clark and Kara, I think just makes it more intimidating.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, great villain. Wait, can you throw her away? Can you just throw her out? Throw in the garbage. Thank you. We're not really gonna throw my cat in the garbage. I have to make that clear for chat. That's a joke. Don't worry. That's not
garbage.
Not the garbage.
No garbage.
But no, I thought this was really neat. So I guess normally we do a quick brief, I guess, of this. So we're looking about like five issues plus epilogue, or I think there was epilogue issue 5. So 5 plus epilogue, where Kara confides. Well, they find like another one of his drones, like Brainiac's drones. I'm probably not going to describe this as well. Somebody's read it more than me, but I'm going to do my best. They find one of Brainiac's drones, and she confides in him her fear of Brainiac and kind of her background with him somewhat, but not as extensively. And Superman takes it upon himself to find where actual Brainiac is. You have this great moment where she's like, "You've never actually seen him. No one has. All these other ones, it's just him inhabiting or like using these other ones as offshoots of him. There's a better word for that, but like offshoots of him, and just so terrified she can't even help but like use her like beams to destroy this robot version of him. And at this moment, Clark decides, okay, I'm gonna take this on myself, and I'm gonna figure this out, and to protect her as well. To the point where he's like, don't tell her. I'm not telling her anything. Like, Kara shows up at the Daily Planet, just in Supergirl, no big deal. Midriff out with, Kat losing her mind, and Lois stepping in to be like, listen, he just doesn't want you to worry about that. Also, we do need to talk about that scene. And
we do.
Real quick. So, Kat Grant is back at the Daily Planet with some new enhancements to herself. Some cosmetic surgery, if you will. And there's so many good bits in here. And the first one I love so much is where she talks to Clark and she's like, you should get your glasses fixed. And he's like, oh man, I didn't know you need glasses. And she's like, no, it's something else. And literally, I mean, chest out facing this man. And she's like looking at him and he's not breaking eye contact. And then she looks
Clark
down
is
her
a good
own
guy.
boobs.
He's a good guy.
She's like, oh my God. And there's a cute moment right after that too, where Lois is like, well, I see somebody has gotten some work done. He's like, I don't see anything. Obviously joking. It's so good.
I love how Clark has just like the Boy Scout mentality in him. I'm going to try to see if I can find the specific panel. Yeah, that's this is the panel that they're all referencing, folks. And I'm not going to go any further in describing it because I do not want to get demonetized. But that's one particular, like, honestly, I like the subtlety of it. I also just like, I love how Clark is just like a good Boy Scout.
Yeah, Geoff writes him really well, for sure. And I feel like this version of Superman does have me thinking a lot of Christopher Reeve's Superman pretty often, just like the layout and everything. But he's definitely sweet, good old boy who's aware of things, but still is just playing nice as well. Like he's not, but not in like a joking way, not in a sarcastic way, not hiding anything. He just is a good guy, which I love. And he's funny, just like getting jealous, not jealous, but getting angry if someone insults Lois. And doing quick little heat beam to like ruin a chair leg, but just fun and playful.
Yeah. I mean that's what I love about the Daily Planet and the integration of them into the story. Also, this is one of the nitpicks that I told you earlier about. Like again, for people watching, man, I love the Daily Planet. Let me just say, Jimmy, Lois, Ron Troop, Steve Lombard, Kat Grant, Perry White. You put them all in the movie. You put them all in the TV show. I need a TV show. So if anybody at DC, if anybody at Warner Bros. Is listening, I would love a Daily Planet spinoff. Please.
It would do so well and have it be more like your, I don't know, typical, almost like 90s-esque procedural. I think it would do really well.
No, or just make it into The Office, but not The Office.
Shut up. That'd be so good. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine any one of them doing like the look at the camera deal?
Yeah. That would be so awesome.
Listen, I know everyone wants like your Gotham police force, right? Your Gotham Central. Throw it out the window. No, I want this instead.
You like Jimmy just doing random stuff that gets him into trouble for like no apparent reason because Perry told him to do something stupid or put him on a whatever. Like that, like have Steve Lombard write the crazy sports story. Maybe what, Clark, Superman shows up. Maybe he tackles, no pun intended, something there. Like I think that would be awesome. But yeah, I would just like to say, like, at least for this specific arc, I really like that the Daily Planet is just so integral to the story. It's not like, oh, like you only get, this is just like a part of Clark's life. We have to throw it all in there because it's just, it's like, oh, it's people that he knows, or Lois is there. At never point in the story do you ever feel like it's just added baggage that they're like, they have a purpose for the progression of the arc. And I really, really appreciate that they were brought to the forefront here.
It's its own character. The Daily Planet team is its own character within the Superman universe. And I think it's only richer when you do have it, especially if you're going back and having these conversations with these huge, big bads, right? Especially like in outer space that don't care about humanity, thinks it's useless. You need to have these like very dynamic and memorable human characters. Like also being part of the story. So you remember that when you're having these conversations, like, oh, they're useless. There's nothing here. And like, oh, all of these characters are incredibly different and incredibly important.
Yep.
To everyone's lives here.
I love the bit where Jimmy is still struggling to call Perry by what he prefers to be called. He's like, oh, Mr. Chief. It's like, no, like Perry, but like, oh, like what do I call it? Like he's stumbling over his words. And Perry's just like, yes, yes. I'm like, I love it.
So good. So good. So the art in here is incredible by Gary Frank. This is perfect. Like for everyone. I was very, very happy with this. I don't know if I've read other books that had Gary Frank's art, unless I'm just forgetting. But this is great.
I'm trying to think if you, let's see. I don't think you've read Peter David Hulk, so we'll throw. Let's see. You got
Doomsday Clock.
Doomsday Clock. There you go. Shazam. Have you read Shazam?
Yes.
Shazam by Geoff Johns? Yeah,
yeah. Okay. And I do remember loving that. Fantastic. Everyone looks great. Clark looks perfect.
It is the riff of like, it is Christopher Reeve Superman.
It's Christopher Reeve Superman.
I don't care. I really like it. I love it. I still love it. It's funny that you mentioned that though, because I'm gonna see if I can try to find it in the Absolute, because Gary Frank has an afterword where he talks about like what went into the process of him like drawing Superman and like what he had as inspiration for drawing it. And I'm gonna see if I can try to find it, because he talks about like, oh, like I was envisioning something like very super heroic with this, as if he wasn't trying to say like, oh, like, yeah, I totally. Oh, here we go. People ask me why there is so much of the movie Superman in mind, and the answer is, how could there not be? That was my childhood Superman. There's Byrne and Kurt Swan and a whole host of other influences, of course. But, and this is the best way that I can think of describe it. While I don't try and draw the movie Superman, I really hope that when he speaks, people hear Christopher Reeve's voice. Certainly when I read the dialogue Geoff gives him, that's what I hear. So there you go, from Gary himself.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I'm for almost all Superman characterizations. But I love, this is great. I love when he's not like the movie Superman. I love him when he is. And I'm still happy. As long as he's fun and nice.
Yes. And he's a very nice person here.
Boy, I'm happy. Yeah. As long as he's a good boy and he's not kissing Wonder Woman, I'm happy. The minute he kisses Wonder Woman, I'm done. Cannot deal with that. Not for me. Except for Injustice, that's fine. Everything else, no. Yes, we have this great moment where Superman goes off to find Brainiac and even checks in with Ma and Pa Kent.
Yeah.
Before this. Oh, and something I didn't realize until I had the Wikipedia open, is that they had to recall one of the covers for this series because he was holding a beer, him and Pa Kent. So he had to change it. Oh, I think it's root beer, but it wasn't clear enough. So he had to change it to soda pop to make it very clear.
I have heard about that story. And I'm trying to see if they included it in the variant cover gallery, but I cannot seem to find it, which is a shame.
Yeah, I've got it. I mean, I found a Wikipedia picture of it, but very, very tiny.
Oh, that one, yes.
But I thought it was a little interesting tidbit. So yeah, he goes off to find Brainiac, but it ends up running into so much more. And Brainiac gets him trapped. He ends up finding oh my god, my words are gone. Candor, thank you, Lord. He ends up finding Candor, and within that as well, some residents of Argon City, Kara's parents. Which was that the big twist that Jess was talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember what the big twist was, and so I kept thinking it was coming later. Or I kept thinking that Brainiac was actually like somebody else in this one.
No,
I was like waiting, and I was like, what is it? What's
he's doomed. Yeah, Allura and Zor-El are alive, to those who are unaware of previously reading this. So I apologize if you have been spoiled of that, but yes, that is the big twist.
I mean, it did come out 5 million years ago, so 2008.
Yeah, which is approximately when the planet Kolu existed in the universe. So I guess it all works out. No, it's not. That's not a real thing.
I don't know. You could have said anything. I'm like, really? Because I still, no matter how many comics I've read, I'm assuming I'm still missing 5 million things, especially when we do an evergreen show. Because I read and I read and I read, and I show up to an evergreen and I'm like, what's this?
There's a lot of good comics out there.
I know, and I'm glad. But yeah, we find out the twist about Kara's parents being alive, which there's this really sad moment at first because he thinks he hears his father, which is pretty devastating.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, my bad. No, it's not. I'm his brother, though. Nice to meet you. Sorry.
Slight tinge of disappointment.
Yeah.
It's better that it's like, hey, your uncle's alive. Is your cousin still alive too?
Should you have friends? Yeah. But I like the way they talk about Brainiac's invasion of Krypton here. And they talk about how they use some of his technology to build a bubble around Argon City. And so they were fine for some time. But eventually Brainiac still found them because he could sense that his technology was being used and sought them out. And they were able to get Kara out just in time. Which is devastating to think about. Kara, sort of survived things, only to have that be temporary. So the amount of trauma she has showing up. And there's this great moment, earlier on where she talks to Clark about how she wishes she didn't have any memory of Krypton, which I always think she's kind of, again, on the backs of reading Supergirl One of Tomorrow last week again, how sad her backstory is. I hope they make the movie just as sad.
You want a devastating film that will give you gut punches?
There's no way that movie has to be sad. There's no way. There's no way.
The hidden history of Krypton.
Yeah, except for Lobo showing up, which apparently is supposed to happen.
I cannot believe that they have brought Jason Momoa in as like perfect fan casting, but that one's just like, well, it's 15 years overdue, but I'll take it.
Right. Much better than Aquaman. I mean, it's fine.
I think him as Aquaman is, it serves decently, but just look at the guy.
He's Lobo.
He is.
But yeah, of course, he ends up saving the day. He defeats Brainiac, even though Brainiac's trying to attack the Earth at the same time and destroy their son. And he ultimately is able to save Candor, but at what cost?
The death of his dad.
The death of Jonathan Kent. In a way that's much more deserving than some movies would have you have.
We're going to riff on Man of Steel all day. That's okay. That's okay with me. I'm co-signed there.
Okay, good. All right, Dom, I like you.
I didn't care for it when it came out. I care for it less since it came out. So,
But yeah, you've read it 5 million times. Do you still, I guess we can talk about other things about the book. Sorry, I am not medicated right now. And so I am very ADHD.
I feel you there as somebody who is going through a lot of the same things. I 100% understand.
So how are your thoughts now rereading this? Are you still finding things in it? Do you still like it the same amount as you did? Do you like it less? Is it more of a nostalgia thing?
I think where I just stand on it is just like I've read a lot more Superman since then.
Yeah.
But it still hasn't detracted me away from the book, quite oddly. Like, I think this is still a great story to give to
Yeah.
anybody who is trying to get into Superman, that wants to get into a mainline book that is unfamiliar with a lot of the Superman supporting cast, and also other characters that happen to be equally just as important, that are also close to Superman, because
Yeah.
Kara is very important in this. Lois is also very important in this. His, like, his mom and dad are very important in this. And I think it's a great gateway to get folks into something that is more along the lines of, okay, like, this was actually printed in an Action Comics or Superman run, whereas I think a lot of other introductory recommendations that other people give are more along the lines of, hey, there's this 3-issue series or 6-issue or 12-issue
Yeah.
series that's not mainline, that might be something else. Like, this is mainline. That I think that's something I appreciate about the book. What still hits me to this day is just the way that Brainiac is this force of nature that feels unstoppable because of all of the past history that he's had
Mhm.
against other civilizations, against other cities. And if you take that in with all of his robots that have been equipped with the same amount of knowledge that he has, it just makes it hard to, like, pierce through solutions for that, especially when
Yeah.
like, he knows your move. Like, this is what you're going to do. Like, I think Injustice 2, the video game, took this version and put it in that video game perfectly, to the point where I'm like, man, you guys riffed on Superman Brainiac, but I don't care. Like, that's the type of stuff I'm here for.
Yeah.
Um, and I can also see, like, that there's also, like, looking back at this and also, like, watching the Superman movie, there's a particular fight scene where Lex Luthor tries to do things to Superman in the same way that Brainiac's goons
I mean,
do
there's a
to
quote that's the exact same
right.
in
So
here and in
yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, so I can see all the inspirations that people are still taking to this
Yeah.
day for a book that was published over 15 years ago. And I still have the same feelings, when not only just with, being exposed to this version of Brainiac, but yeah, the Pa Kent passing away still gets me.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's not only just from a great storytelling perspective, but man, like, the textless pages where you just see the reactions from everyone, whether it's a zooming look upon their face, or it's a dynamic panel showing, like, what's, like, with Superman flying.
Yeah.
It's them, like, like, it's Gary Frank doing a lot of the heavy lifting so that the story feels as weighted as it is. And even if I have read other like, a lot of other Superman books in the
Yeah.
years that I've read this, it still hits just as hard as I do the first time. And I think that's just the nature of what a good story and what good art makes.
I mean, it's really impressive to have a storyline within like an ongoing that actually can feel self-contained and like approachable by anyone. Because I don't think I've read before or after this, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But it immediately, I think I can hand it to anyone that have a good idea of who the people at the Daily Planet are immediately, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to introduce them, you could be like, here they are, one
Mm-hmm.
issue, you've got it. But yeah, I agree at the end with Pa Kent's passing. I think it hits really differently because there's a balance there, right? Of like, oh, you've gotten this wonderful thing. You do have some family back again,
Mm-hmm.
only to immediately lose your other family.
Mm-hmm.
And so the guilt that must go with that of like you saved
Right.
your some biological family members, but you've missed something else really important to you.
Mm-hmm.
To be the Superman, you still can't do it all.
Right. And that's just I've always brought back to Spider-Verse, because I just think they did it so well, where
Oh,
they,
absolutely.
like in Across the Spider-Verse, where, yeah, that, like, Miguel tells Miles, like, you can't try to save everyone. You can't
Yeah.
save everyone, but Miles is like, well, I can at least try, right? Like, that's better than
Yeah.
nothing. And that's, I think, just the overall baggage when it comes to the superhero I mean, as seemingly superficial as it is for me to say that, because I want like, but there's what else is there more profound to say that like, even though you can try to do your best at whatever it is that you're doing, you're still not going to win 100% of the time. And I think Clark would have probably also slept easier in a scenario where Brainiac maybe gets punched away, still is out there doing whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe like repelled away and his dad's still alive than the story that he ended up with. But that's just the weight that you have to carry
Yeah.
when you do this for a living.
I also agree with you about Brainiac. I think they did a good job making him. He's very. The way he's characterized in here, I think, is very effective as a villain because he's very calm. He's very collected. He takes his time. He's like a more understated, if you had to do a comparison, Galactus or Thanos, right? Where you are going through space, you are taking your time. You are slowly destroying these civilizations and planets in a way that you don't have any strong emotion about, but a way that is very exacting.
Mm-hmm.
Not unlike, certain characterizations of Lex, but Lex tends to be much more emotional.
Right.
Whereas Brainiac's just like, oh, this is my deal, my guy. Like, just very casual.
Yeah.
But I think actually giving him some strength as well and making him be able to stand toe to toe with Superman was also very effective as well. Because he could have just gone full Brainiac, like skinny, like other versions, right? Or like Brainiac 5, making more of a just brains.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He says brains over brawn, but he didn't.
Right.
He can go toe to toe with both.
Right. He's brazenly unapologetic for what he does, and I think some of like those villains, when they are written well, like they make up for really, really good antagonists to read and to root against. And I think sometimes like that's all you really need from any of these books. I think I know that a lot of people have said it over the last 5 years, because I think at least in media adaptations, even in a lot of superhero books nowadays, where we're trying to see like, oh, like if we do this with the villain, like maybe we make them a hero, maybe we can make us feel for him. I think some of the strongest villains also tend to be the ones where they are just doing their thing, and it doesn't matter to them like what the carnage is in the way.
Yeah.
And it's a very Silver Agey thing, but I think it's written well here.
Yeah.
To that exact point.
And not all villains have to be I love a multifaceted villain. I'm a big One Piece reader, and a lot of these villains have very tragic backstories. But we've seen Brainiac be like part of the team, and we've seen Lex be part of the team, which is cool sometimes, but those aren't my most memorable versions of them. They don't feel like the real ones. Like Justice was an Odyssey, I think, or whatever, that like 4-issue event we had forever ago. We're like, everybody's part of the team now. Let's go. It's neat, but not like it's like a throwaway thing.
Yeah. I don't mind Legion of Doom, team ups, whatever you would like to call it, but it makes me very hard. It feels sometimes very hard to believe that some of these supervillains are willing to let their ego aside to like crush a team. When I think a lot of these guys are just like, man, I can just take them on one-on-one. Like, what's going to stop me? And Brainiac's over here sitting like, I've conquered dozens and dozens and hundreds of different planets and star systems. What's this guy going to do? Yeah. I mean, he like one of I think the most intimidating lines. I need a shot counter on intimidating. I think one of the best lines that he has in the book is just talking to Superman about like, yeah, you throw like, why do you consider yourself a human? And he also says to him like, there's nothing super about you. And I'm like cool.
I'm the super one.
Yeah, like I want more of that, please. Yeah. Like I really, really think that for those specific reasons, like it was a perfect. I know it's after his, Brainiac is the title of the story, but that's why he's really, really well done here too.
Yeah, hard agree. So before we get to just chatting part, any other parts of the book you'd like to mention? We talked about how great the art is, because it is.
It is.
Man, it is hard for me to see Supergirl like this is my least favorite Supergirl design, and that's not his fault.
It's
Just
just
the time
yeah,
period.
it's the time period.
There
I
were some,
mean,
Supergirl's had some rough runs. So it just is what it
yeah,
is.
it's the 2004 Ed McGuinness, Michael Turner, like post
Yeah.
Batman, Superman, two-piece suit. I mean,
We're
it's the
getting some
one.
good
Yeah,
Supergirl now. We're in
yeah.
the era of good.
I like the new Sophie Campbell
Yeah, me too.
design for the new Supergirl ongoing. I really like Lois comforting Clark
Yeah.
at the end, just as like a self reminder that yes, like all can be well. Like don't forget
Yeah.
what your dad taught you. Like you can't just throw it away because one person ruined your life. Like that's and I really really like that moment specifically in this book. It's just like a reminder of like good times are ahead. You just can't let one moment change who you are.
Oh yeah, and then revisiting all of Hawk Kent's like trinkets of his son. It was very sweet too. It was very well balanced, very well put together. I love the Bruce Wayne in the background, not coming up but being there.
Yep.
Love the quote that we were put on this earth for a reason, but it's up to us to find it.
Yeah.
It's just great.
It's inspiring stuff like that. I think that's another one of the reasons I just have good memories about this comic is that it does, I think, like, yeah, I mean, even if in your worst days, you can still be a better person despite everything that has happened, to you.
Like Clark having a whole vision of beating the shit or beating Brainiac to death, but doesn't. I think I argue people all the time online about, or just in person, about Superman because they're like, why? He's so boring. He's just all powerful. And I'm like, yeah, he is. And he chooses not to do this. Like, he chooses not to take that path.
Yeah.
He knows better. And, and that doesn't mean it's always easy for him. Like, what would you do if you have all this power and you get angry? You can't even entertain those impulses at all.
Right.
You have to try so much harder.
And I think that's something that the book like tries to put at the forefront too. Like Brainiac isn't it's not, I think, trying to be shy and trying to combine Clark's past not like memories and heritage of good times with his family on top with the brand new world that he has adopted as his home, and vice versa has adopted him. And all in all, you see, like, Clark is a good human being who is he's still trying to save as many lives as possible. Like, there's no instance where he snaps a beat, and the moment that he thinks he does, like, he doesn't do it. And I think that this would also be another one of these books that I tell people, like, you get really cool fight scenes, you get great characterization out of everybody. And I think overall you get to see like who Clark is just as a character. And that's why it's still like hard recommend for me. And I'm also looking back like, man, I'm really happy that the YouTube chat voted it in. It voted that and the Legion of Superheroes in. And so
nice.
Yeah, so all of my unrelated, all of my 3 books got in, but it seems like a lot of people also enjoyed these stories a lot, which I think does mean something.
Yeah, I'd like to read Legion of Superheroes next.
It's good.
Yeah, I really like this. I could see this being one of my top 10 Superman books. Just because I think of like books that are easy to bring in Superman, like potential hopeful Superman reader recruits. And I think this one works as well to show, like you said, like in continuity, but also approachable. Like it's not too complicated because there's some Superman books that are like the top ones, right? But that do have some complicated things in there that would help if you knew anything about Superman,
right?
But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I'm glad like during the show you were like, let's do it. I was like, hell yeah.
There's no way I'm not going to be talking about a Gary Frank and Geoff Johns collaboration. I'm never saying no to that. I mean, those are one of my favorite creator duos of all time, and they're kicking butt over at Ghost Machine now with Geiger.
So what else do you recommend by that duo then?
Oh my gosh. I think you've already covered Shazam. We already covered.
Yeah.
Oh man. You know what you should do? You should have me back on for Batman Earth 1 at some point.
Let's do it.
Yes.
What are you doing next month? You want to come
What
on?
am I doing next month? I don't think let's see. First
Pick a
3 weeks.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. Tuesdays. I will, yeah, as long as Omar doesn't have me doing something, I will be immediately available.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'll find let's do that.
So yeah, Batman Earth 1.
I like a lot of the Earth 1 books too, anyways, because I haven't read Batman Earth 1.
It's time.
Yeah. So we do have to give our ratings out of 10. Dom, what would you rate this out of 10?
I still really love the book, even though I do think there are some Superman stories that I like. Well, actually, no. I think I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
This is a show about vibes as well. Like, this doesn't have to be a technical, like...
Yeah. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah. I think just me growing up with Geoff Johns and Gary Frank as creators, I think with how much that there's still bits and pieces that I find where I laugh, or that I still find that challenge me in some aspects. And I still think it's a really, really dang good Superman book, and overall a dang good comic too. So yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, my impulse wants to say 8.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna go with that, because I really like it. I think it's very well self-contained. I think it delivers exactly what I want. I don't know that I would ask for much more from it, to be honest. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I think other Superman books have affected me more, but it doesn't mean that this one is not really good. The art's incredible.
It is.
And the characterization is very well done. I really like it.
Me too. I want to give a big shout out to the boss man this was the first book that I did a video on the channel, and he was away in Japan. So yeah, I was like, hey, could you do an overview of the absolute? I'm like, are you serious? Could I do an overview of one of my favorite books ever? Absolutely. No pun intended. Yeah, it is. It's big. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's $150, but I'm very happy with it.
Yeah. Do you recommend, so outside of this story, I mean, I assume you would recommend action comics outside of this?
Yeah, I mean, Legion of Superheroes, they have it's not with Gary, but there's also a Bizarro World story that Geoff Johns and Eric Powell, who does the Goon, that they did.
Ooh.
Last Son of Krypton with Adam Kubert. I'd also recommend. Yeah, Jeff's got a lot of good Superman.
I mean, I love Geoff. And I love a Bizarro World story.
I'm trying to see. There's one. He co-wrote it with Busiek, Up and Away.
Oh yeah, I need to read that.
Which is also
because that was in like everybody's list.
Yeah, Superman Up and Away by Busiek, Johns, and Woods was also like maybe for another time, but yeah, there's also a lot that Gunn took out from that comic and put it into his movie. So
that's why I trusted him. Like from the casting, even I was like, no person's gonna put Guy Gardner in a movie that doesn't know his comic books. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like no one's just gonna do that. And once he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do Supergirl Wonder Woman tomorrow," I'm like, "Oh, done."
Okay,
done. I trust you implicitly.
The guy you signed up.
Yeah, they're like, lower your expectations. But I was like, I can't do it. Too stoked. Well, now the chat portion. What's up, Dom? What are you reading? What's new?
What am I reading and what's new? Besides the DC Finest, I had an interview with another person who wrote Superman yesterday that's going up on my channel tomorrow. But nice. He's been killing it on a lot of DC books lately, and I was like, well, might as well. I have been reading all the absolute titles. Wonder Woman still is my favorite.
Same.
I love that book and will stand that book to death, but I love all of them. I've been reading the Summer of Superman titles. The new Action Comics arc by Mark Waid started not too long ago, where it's a young Superboy. I've been really enjoying that. Been enjoying Superman Unlimited with Dan Slott, quite oddly enough, which I never thought those words I would say, but here I am. I have been reading a lot of Conan, which is very weird to me, but the folks over at Titan are awesome, and I am very, 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 very happy with all of the Conans. I've never been a big Conan guy, but
I've never read a single Conan, despite being a Red Sonja lover forever. So I have read within the Conan universe.
Right.
And the only Conan book I think I've ever touched was Red Sonja Conan.
That's
so
crazy.
No, I haven't touched a single
Yeah,
one.
that's crazy. Yeah, I've read Red Sonja comics. I've never read I don't know, like guys, and here I am. But yeah, like on the other side, I'm playing a lot of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with my friend.
Nice.
I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart World, and I have been playing some Splatoon 3 because I got Splatoon 3 for like $10 on Best Buy a couple of days ago. So
nice.
I have been been busy with that. I mean, I've got summer classes that end next week. So yeah, like life is rolling. And I have the house all to myself temporarily, so life is good.
Good. Nice. Yeah, I've been gaming. So now that I've beat a bunch of things, now I'm ready to get back into reading. And now my secret work that I don't tell people about is slowing down. But I'll tell you after this.
Okay, fair.
But so now it's reading time. During the slow period. Oh yeah, there's James, I did see that, the Red Sonja movie. My expectations are incredibly low for that. So let's go the opposite of Superman. I live in fear constantly of a Red Sonja movie. I hope for the best. I will try to go see it. But I do have a recommendation for a chat. The movie Hot Springs Shark Attack that I saw at Cinemark last week. It played for one day. It was a 2024 Tokyo International Shark Film Festival winner. And let me tell you guys, it was actually really good. I don't watch shark movies, but we saw it was happening and we're like, okay, sure, why not? Incredible.
That's crazy weird, but all right.
I never thought I'd see sharks coming out of Japanese hot springs and killing people. It was great. Would recommend. Last week, I saw 3 movies. 2 of them were Superman and 1 was that, and I had a great time.
How much do you eat popcorn?
Yeah.
Okay. I am surprised nowadays. Like I have a lot of friends who, like, one of them, he has trauma eating popcorn because he accidentally choked on a kernel when he was 11.
Oh God.
And he almost died from it, believe it or not.
No, oh my God.
Yeah. But yeah, I eat 2 buckets of popcorn, like large buckets.
Yeah.
In the movie, everyone's like, Dom, the diabetes will get you. I'm like, well, at least I'll go down swinging.
There could be worse things to get in a movie theater, to be fair.
That's also true.
Yeah. Elliot always gets to use a box of popcorn, and then if he's not with me, that's when I can sneak in a healthy snack because he doesn't let me bring in movie theater snacks.
Right.
He would make me leave the theater. So
wow.
When it's not him, I like sneak in. He just chooses something healthy and lame, like grapes. Like, let's go.
I have a box of grapes to finish in the refrigerator that I probably need to get to at some point.
Great movie snack.
Thank you for reminding me.
Well, Thomas has been great.
This was awesome. I really appreciate that you let me talk about Superman.
Yeah, anytime talking about Superman. Are you kidding me? Anytime DC, I'm always down, and then I'm like, it gets to a Marvel thing. I'm like, oh no, there's so many things I don't know. But yeah, let's do Batman Year One next month, and then the month after, I'll actually fulfill my end of the contract and recommend to you some weird indie thing.
Okay, that works for me. I mean, hey, we're Batman Earth 1 Book 1. We'll read it. And we'll talk about Alfred being this super strong guy instead of the regular butler. Yeah. Okay. You're in for a surprise.
All right, I'm down.
Well, so cool. Yes.
I mean, Dom, you're here all the time, but do you want to plug your video for tomorrow? People know who you are.
Yes, you know who I am, Dom of X. I have like 4 or 5 videos that are supposed to be coming out this weekend as per the mandated schedule by Omar, including
Daddy Omar.
I mean, that's what he's You know what? I mean, that's what people have branded for like the last year that I have worked under him. So we're just gonna stick with it. That's fine with me. I don't care. But yeah, anyways, there's gonna be DC solicitations video up, and I've got I've got 4 other videos that are gonna be up this weekend. So if yes, I am here on this channel. You can also find me at my own YouTube channel where I am uploading an interview tomorrow. That is a very big name, so check it
I'm
out.
excited for you.
And yes, indeed. And comicreleases.com, where literally like it was down for a day and a half, but it's been back up. And you can check out all of the collected editions that are in the upcoming months there via our upcoming tab. And thank you again for having me, Maddie.
Thank you. Chat, I'll be here again next week with Omar and Amanda doing Fantastic Four. Which Fantastic Four? I don't remember, but I'll make sure to tell you before it happens to prepare for next Thursday. We're back on schedule as long as my internet doesn't go out and nobody gets sick. So let's just hope that happens. You guys know the gist. I hope you like the video. Comment down below what you think about Superman Brainiac. Any recommendations for future videos? Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm really surprised you're here. Thanks for showing up. Check out our Patreon to vote for monthly picks because we haven't chosen ours for next month. So next week's is a Patreon pick. And have a good night and go watch Superman. Bye, guys.